So I was watching the Nostalgia Critics review of M. Night Shyamalan's film Old. I didn't agree with most of his criticisms, most of Doug's criticisms. A lot of it felt like he was just looking at the fact that M. Night Shyamalan is a weird director, saying sort of information about the way that Shyamalan directs movies in a negative tone and hoping that that can stand in as a review.
Both these performers have been wonderful in other films, but that was before the Shama wand was waved, and like magic, they now talk like one of those text-to-speech apps. And remembering the bizarre dialogue of the kids in Signs, I truly think this is how Shyamalan thinks children talk.
Like, obviously, M. Night Shyamalan directs pretty wooden actors, and he has kind of awkward dialogue that's really underplayed. That's like a huge part of his voice. Like, you can say that that's not to your taste. That's completely normal. That's completely fine. But to me, just having that be your review, just saying that characters act awkward and stilted and wooden, it's not very compelling to me, because we all already know that, right? We all already know that that's the truth. And, having realistic, grounded dialogue, it's not an unquestioned good. Like, it's sometimes fun to watch awkward, weird dialogue, as in the movie Old, as in the film Old, which is good. But that's actually not the reason I'm making this video today. That's not what I'm here to say to you. What I'm here to say to you was the Nostalgia Critic always like this? And what I mean by that is literally every single time Jug Walker makes a joke, every time he makes a joke, he stops and he looks right at the audience for like 3 beats too long, way too long. Like, it feels like a full second of just looking at this guy after every single joke. Like, I'm about to play you 4 or 5 examples of this, but just know that's not all of them. It's all of it. Every time it lasts just a beat too long.
I love as technology is evolving, we're de-evolving. I've just declared Jaren's my favorite character. Hey now, don't reveal your job until the little boy asks for it. Sounds weird if you don't. What a convenient quirk that just happens to get across character exposition in a totally believable way.
It's toxic. It's toxic to comedy. It's absolutely, because it gives us this weird feeling of undesired intimacy with Doug Walker, right? Like, he's making a joke and now he's looking at you to see, like, are you going to laugh? I'm gonna look at you in the eyes until you fucking laugh at this joke. Because I know that this shit was funny, and it never is. Like, it never gets the laugh, so you're just sitting there in uncomfortable silence. The other thing is, though, he doesn't just do it for jokes. Like, I saw one example in the video where he's just saying a thing, and then he keeps looking at you.
And again, I do want to emphasize, I have seen this guy good in other stuff.
He says this thing about how he likes an actor or whatever. I don't remember off the top of my head. He says this thing, just a bit of information about his opinion, and then he just stares at you about it. It hasn't always been like that. Doug Walker has not always been like this. I remember earlier Nostalgia Critic videos, they didn't do this. So he has to figure it out, as far as I'm concerned. He has to do something about it. Because it's not okay. It's not acceptable. Anyway, now that video's done, I can let out one of my iconic Big Joel farts.